Welcome back. It's good to be with you again. I'm really honored that you have chosen to spend your time with me here today. And I got to be real with you, I am a little nervous about this episode. This is a challenge for me. I usually have an outline and some post-its and like a notebook that really helps guide me through these episodes. But there's been a topic on my heart very deeply recently, and I've been avoiding recording it. And finally, last night, I was kind of praying about, okay, I need to get an outline done and I need verses and I need this. And God said to me, can you come on this microphone and let me speak? Or do you need to be super prepared? Like sometimes over preparation stifles what the Holy Spirit wants to say in the moment. And so I'm going to be obedient. If there's anything to know about me, is that if God asks me to do something, I'm going to do it. Here I am. I'm going to be obedient, and I'm just going to tell you my raw and real story of how I've been feeling and where I've been. And I don't know. I hope it blesses you. And I'm already crying. This is like, you guys, this one's real and raw. Not like you've never heard me cry in this podcast before. But here we go. I have really been struggling lately with self-image and the idea of beauty, and I thought that it's just been recently. And God has kind of been showing me how I've always struggled with this. I've struggled with the idea of what health is, what a good body looks like, what it feels like, what it means to be beautiful. And He has spent a long time walking me through this area. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said I have a lot of freedom in this area, that I am totally okay with who I am. I am okay with what I look like. I'm okay with my body size and shape. And I think it's a lie, because now here I sit at 40. I'll be 41 in March, and things are changing. I don't know. I don't know if it's hormones or like Cool Ranch Doritos, which I don't eat often, but frequently enough that it might be on the list of known offenders for why my pants are tight. But here I sit struggling with this idea of, am I beautiful? What does it mean to be beautiful? Like if you're the people you love you and love what you look like, why does it matter? But gosh dang it, it matters. It matters. And I can't figure out why it matters so much for us to show up in the world as beautiful and attractive. I could have shown up with all these Bible verses and you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and He knit me together in my mother's womb, and Songs of Solomon verses about beauty, which I don't even understand that book of the Bible. If somebody understands Songs of Solomon or Song of Songs, it's sometimes called, just hit me up and just explain the whole thing, because it throws me off. It's just like kind of weirdly erotic, and I'm not sure what's happening there. But if I'm being honest with you, it doesn't help. Reciting these verses and trying to like holy myself into a good self-image is not working very well. We spend a lot of time in this world seeing unrealistic examples of what we should look like as we get older. And if you're listening to this and you're 13, please stop your skincare routine. You don't need it. I'm just talking to the people right now that has some mileage on their body. They got some lines on their face that didn't used to be there 2 years ago. They're seeing pictures of their kid's first birthday, and, I look like a baby right along with my baby, and I'm not that anymore. I'm talking to those people right now. So every day that we look in the mirror and we compare ourselves to these heavily filtered and maybe heavily doctored people that we see online and in the world, there's just this unrealistic expectation and this wild amount of pressure to show up with your face looking like that. And so I was in the mirror every day going, these forehead wrinkles right here, these ones, I'm like pulling my skin back. I'm pulling my eyebrows up to try to see what I would look like with no forehead wrinkles and with no crow's feet around my eyes, and just with this youthful look. And so instead of wondering anymore about what I should do about these wrinkles, because trust me, I've done some things. Have you guys ever heard of frownies? So they're like these little patches that you get wet and then you put on at night, and then they're supposed to be like Botox in a little bandage. I can't wear those. That's ridiculous. It didn't work. And then I asked my mom to get me bee venom serum for Christmas, because bee venom supposedly gives you a mild freezing action on your face, and it reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Doesn't every product that we buy right now reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles? Except that it doesn't. And I'm spending way too much money and way too much time investing my life into things that I don't like about myself. And so I just flat out asked God, because God does care. God cares about your body and how you feel about yourself and your face. And I mean, he cares. He cares about every little thing. And so I just flat out asked him, God, can I get Botox? Because I kid you not, I had a Groupon for it. And maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe Groupon is not the place to find like a deal on Botox. But I had a Groupon for it. I had a place I was going to go. And I didn't feel super great about it. And so, of course, I was like, maybe I should just ask, the one that made me, what he thinks about Botox. And his answer really shook me. First of all, it was a resounding no, which I was not entirely pleased to hear, but I wasn't exactly surprised either. And I asked him why. Why does it matter? And his answer to me blew me away. And I want you to take it for yourself here. For all the little pieces of you that you're thinking about changing or masking or covering or hiding or tweaking or filling or freezing, all of those things, just think about this for a minute. Oh my gosh, I can't even get through this without crying. But here we go. He said to me, your face tells my story. Your face shares excitement and joy and love and encouragement and laughter and fun and emotions and sadness. Your face tells the story of my goodness, of my grace, of my hand on your life. Why would you want to freeze that? Why would you want to freeze that? Why would you want to hide that? Why would you want to change that? The thing that he gave you that people look into for hours every day, that your kids look at, that your spouse looks at, that your friends love. Why would you change that? Simply because you're not comfortable with it. And it really changed my perspective, because I'm sitting here in the mirror and I'm pulling out every little thing that I don't like about myself. Every wrinkle that bothers me, every gray hair, every smile line. And I'm focusing on these things like they're a bad thing. But that's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. You wear your life on your face. And you have walked through way too much. Like God has brought you through way too much to hide those lines and those spots and that story that he has written on you and in you and through you. It matters too much to hide that, to cover that, simply because it makes you uncomfortable. That idea of comfort is a big one. And I was reading a journal that I had started when I was at a women's conference in January of 2024. So just this past January. And I asked God, what's one thing that I'm holding on to that's stopping me or holding me back or keeping me from breaking through or keeping me from experiencing this like big, wide, blown open life that you have for me? And his answer was so quick, and he said, your comfort. And I was like, I don't mind being uncomfortable. I'm fine being, I'm fine being hungry, and I'm fine being cold. And he really challenged me, and he said, no, it's your personal comfort, like how you show up in the world. Are you comfortable with who you are and who I've made you to be? And you can't truly experience that wide open adventure, like blow your hair back, set your head on fire, I gotta tell you about what God did in my life kind of adventure. You can't have that until you are truly okay with who you are. When you're masking parts of yourself, you are hiding true pieces of yourself from the world. So after I asked him if I could get Botox, and he told me no, I have been on a different adventure of figuring out what to do with my hair. Because I don't know if you've met me in person, but I have like bright silver hairs that are popping in and they're getting real weird to try to cover. I mean, we're talking like I'll dye my hair and 10 days later it's popping out again. And I've just been feeling the nudge more and more that this is another area of my life that my comfort has become king. That I am not comfortable showing up in the world unless I am quote unquote beautiful, which includes my hair. And so God has really challenged me recently. Can you show up beautiful in the world as who I made you to be, including the color of your hair, which is steadily heading towards like silver and white and kind of Albert Einstein-y, but I guess I'm going to be okay with it. You know what? I'm actually going to read you my journal from that day at the women's retreat. This is super vulnerable, and I'm not even sure if I'm totally okay doing this, but we're pushing past our comfort zone, right? I want to read you exactly what God said to me about my face and about beauty. And I want you just to listen, and I want you to take it for yourself. So the leader of our group asked us to sit with God for a minute and just ask him, God, what do you see? And if you've never done that before, I highly recommend it. It is like the most awkward and scary, but revealing and amazing moment you'll have about yourself. I'm not saying it'll solve all your problems, because here I am crying on a podcast telling you mine, but it's going to give you a foundation to work from, and a foundation to heal from, and a foundation to improve your body image and your self-image. So this is what the Lord said to me, and I want you to take this for you. He said, you have no idea how beautiful you are to me. You glow from the inside out. My joy pours out of every pore and piece of your body. Your eyes are always lit up with laughter. I make them sparkle with the promise of fun, adventure, and a lightheartedness that comes from the blessed assurance and confidence of your future in me. Those wrinkles you worry about, it's from a lifetime of telling my stories and making people laugh. Your facial expressions speak for you. They help you tell my tales and spin my songs. Embrace them. They're evidence that you're using my gift that I gave you. Your mouth, your smile, your face, I'm using them to teach, to train, to encourage, to laugh, to build a legacy of love. Don't be afraid to use them and let them show. Don't shrink back from the message that your face shares with the world. So after reading that and reminding myself of what he said to me, I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable with letting my face shine in the world as is, unchanged, unedited, because that's how he shows up through me. And I think it's a little easier to apply to your face than it is to apply to the rest of your body, because I'm gonna be real with you. Just like I've been in the mirror every day examining all the little tiny pieces that I don't love about my face, I've also been doing the same thing to my whole body. My shape, my size, the way my clothes fit. And let me tell you, I have prayed. I have prayed about my physical body and my health. I spent a year from 2023 to 2024 working with doctors to try to heal some mold in me and some parasites and my thyroid and some autoimmune diseases. And I got to a place where I got healthy. God told me that I was going to work with those doctors for 1 year. And so at the end of that 1 year, I still wasn't fully healed, quote unquote. And I wanted to keep going with these doctors because I had lost a bunch of weight. I swear my cellulite was almost gone. Like everything was just sort of clicking along. But I'll flat out tell you, I was spending hundreds of dollars a month doing it and to see those results. And so God reminded me that I was only supposed to work with those doctors for a year. And slowly since that time, some of that weight has come back and my clothes don't quite fit so nice. And I don't have the sleek little hourglass situation I had last year. And I've been praying about it and asking God, why can't I have a better body? Why do I look like this? Why can the people I hang out with wear these cutie little tight tops and overalls and they're petite and beautiful and fun and fashionable? And here I am at almost 6 feet and I am not a small woman struggling to be comfortable in my own skin. And so I kept praying, God, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to have a better body. I want to have a better body. And he just showed me that what I'm praying for isn't to be beautiful and it's not to be thin. I'm praying for confidence. What I'm praying is to wear my skin like a comfy winter sweater that I love and that I feel great in. I've been praying to be able to show up in the world and just be who I am and have people love me for that. And so all of these prayers and all of these issues and all of these conversations that I've been having with God about this all boils down to confidence. And all he's trying to build in me is confidence in exactly who he made me to be. Exactly the shape I am, the color I am, the height, the weight, the personality, every little piece of me. Do I believe that it's on purpose? Do I believe that the parts of myself that I don't like and the parts of myself that I struggle with the most, do I believe that God uses those and God speaks through those and he shines his glory through those? And if I say I believe that, can I be okay with that? And I wish I had this like moment for you of, yeah, I'm okay with it. Yep, here's how I got free from it. Yep, here's 3 easy steps to help you with your body image. But I don't have that for you today. But what I do have for you is, I get it. I get it. I get how badly you want to show up with your best self in the world. And I get how badly we all just want to be beautiful. And we want to be loved. And we want to be confident. And we want to focus on everything else besides ourselves and our shape. But it's hard. It's hard. So if you're wrestling with that too, I'm praying for you. Because I don't have an answer yet. All I know is that God sees me as good. That God made me good. He can't make anything that's not good. It's in the Bible. Look at Genesis. Every single thing he created. And God said it was good. And God said it was good. And God said it was good. And he made me. Therefore, I am good. And now I'm just going to pray and work and sit with God and try to figure out how that information can make it from my head to my heart to my spirit so that I can show up in this world as me, as just who he made me to be. I want to live fearless and I want to live confident, and I know you do too. So that's all I got for you today. I see you. I feel you. You are not alone in your struggle. I am sitting in this with you. And you know what? If we sit here long enough, if we purposely sit at the feet of Jesus, at the feet of the best teacher on the planet, he's going to tell us how to deal with it. And he's going to tell us how to show up authentically ourselves with full confidence. And if you figure it out before I do, please message me because I've been waiting a while. I'm getting a little tired of waiting. But thanks for spending time with me today, and thanks for letting me be vulnerable with you. We'll talk soon.